That is something I learned again from my husband, who was a retired Coast Guard officer, had a long time, 34-year career in the Coast Guard. And he used to, twice he had command of a ship. And the first thing he did, and I remember because I talked with him extensively about it, first thing he'd do was meet with every single member of the crew, everyone, not just the wardroom, not just the senior officers, but every enlisted man and woman on the ship. And he'd meet with them for half an hour and just get to know them, just ask them certain questions. And that was something I thought, well, that's a great way of getting to know your team and getting the pulse and really identifying um, who your strong performers are, where your weak links are, because there are both on every team. And so that was something I started to apply on every team. I had one-on-one meetings, and to this day I do it. And at Easterseals, it represents about 2 weeks of my time every year doing those meetings with, 50 plus people. But it's invaluable because it's through those meetings, and I provide them with 5 questions they have to, my team has to respond to before they sit down with me. And those are questions like, how can I help you? What's the best part of your day? What's the biggest challenge? When you know your team, you can, as you said, be very intentional about saying, I have a project and I think you'd be right for it. When you do things that way and you give your team wherever you're, whenever you're possible, it's not always possible. And I tell my adult children now, well, you're not going to like everything you have to do. They're, my millennial is forever telling me, well, this isn't in my job description. Well, no, but it's a leader's job to tell you, well, just get through that, and you may not like it, but you'll be better for it, whatever. I think when you know your people and you can plug them into things you know or feel based on their skill set and the things they've shared with you, they might enjoy doing, then the outcomes tend to be better. But it really requires an investment in your team. It can't be superficial. You really need to know the people you work for, that work with you, and I think you as a leader do actually work for them. And if you are, I learned this from another mentor of mine, if you're not hiring people who are smarter than you, who bring more to the table in areas where you just are, have deficiencies or don't have quite the experience, then you're probably an insecure leader. And the more secure you are as a leader, the more apt you are to bring on strong talent, people who are going to want to step up to the plate. And when you empower your staff, it's easier to ask them to do stuff no one wants to do
Right.
when they have to do it, right? When they have to work on a weekend, when they have to answer a call at night, when they have to travel at the last minute. And no one likes to do those things or ask others to do them, but it's easier when you feel like the bulk of the time you're being asked to do things that are important to you, things you enjoy doing, things you have experience and are good at.